You're listening to an Airwave Media Podcast.
Welcome to From Beneath the Hollywood Sign. If you love old movies, Hollywood history, or the golden age of filmmaking, you've come to the right place. This is the podcast that talks about amazing stories of Tinseltown from another era and fascinating conversations with writer-producer Steve Cubine and actress-writer Nan McNamara.
So, Steve, did Ava Gardner and Howard Hughes have a good relationship?
Well, they did until he dislocated her jaw.
What?
Well, don't worry. She hit him back with an ashtray.
From Beneath the Hollywood Sign is the gin joint for you.
How's this? I'll ask a question.
What question?
Jazz question. Now you get it right. We roll.
I know everything there is to know about Miles. Lay it on me.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neil, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
The cream of the crop!
Hey, welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. I am Ken, and we are recording remotely today. You may notice that there's a little bit of background noise more than usual. That's because we're in the back of a bar, recording remotely with Jesse from Geeks Who Drink, and also joining me in the studio is Jeff. Jesse, how you doing?
Doing great tonight. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and thanks for doing this too. So we were discussing with you after trivia night one day that we wanted to have you on an episode. And you had chosen anime as your category of choice.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
All right, so this will be his Lay It On Me category. And why don't you tell us a little bit about Geeks Who Drink and yourself before we get started?
My name's Jesse. I'm old. I have curly hair. I actually have a weird lifelong relationship with quizzes and games. I was on the CBS game show Child's Play in the early 80s. It's currently viewable on the Buzzer Network on broadcast TV. If you see a small child named Jesse on that show, that is me. I don't know what happened. I used to be so cute. Later in life, I was on Jeopardy in high school, and then had a very weird, I guess you could say, punk rock life after that. But for a few years back in the early 2000s, I actually ran my own quiz at Rudy's, a bar in New Haven, Connecticut. We called it Gin Mill Jeopardy. And it was actually a sort of a similar format to the format that we use at Geeks Who Drink, where we had 8 rounds, and there were handout rounds and music rounds and this and that. And coming up with your own questions every week is exhausting.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, so working for Geeks Who Drink has been great. Geeks Who Drink is in approximately, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's approximately 1 zillion locations in America.
A zillion, yeah.
1 zillion, yeah. So that's one with a jillion zeros after it.
Make sure you check out geekswhodrink.com for all their locations and see if there's one near you.
There probably is. There's probably one very near you.
Yeah, and it's a really fun game too. It's like you said, 8 rounds, and there's music rounds and sound clip rounds. You just write it on the paper, hand it in, fast pace, and a good time.
Yeah, we Geeks Who Drink prides itself on it is a fast-paced quiz. It's 8 categories within 2 hours. I mean, you're not going to be there all night with a whole song in between questions. We try to keep it going.
Yeah, we've definitely been there before where it just takes a little too long, but this is not the case for your company, thankfully.
Right.
All right, well, we got a lot of anime questions for you per your request.
Lay it on me.
So one of my favorites. There are 3 episodes of Cowboy Bebop named after Rolling Stone songs.
Oh, jeez.
I wonder if you can name 2 of those.
The answer is probably not, because the last time I watched Cowboy Bebop was when it was first on Toonami. I was bouncing at a bar, so I saw a lot of the episodes with no sound while tipsy and, wasn't really paying attention.
Well, I'll say this. They are very popular Rolling Stone songs, all of them. They're not deep cuts, as we would say. And how about you take 4 guesses and try to get 2?
Okay, let me think. Rolling Stones, I haven't heard of them. Are they an indie band? Let me, is there one called Wild Horses?
Wild Horses is one of them, yes.
Is there one called Satisfaction?
Satisfaction is not one of them.
Sympathy for the Devil.
That is another one of them,
okay.
Yes.
And for my final guess, I don't think this is going to be one, but it is one of my more favorite Rolling Stones songs, Miss You?
Nope, that's not it. But you did get the 2, so we're going to count that as a correct
I'll
answer.
take that as a victory.
Is Sympathy for the Devil, Honky Tonk Women, and Wild Horses.
Okay, cool.
All right, so that's 1 down, many to go. I want you to name one crew member of the Straw Hat Pirates from the show One Piece who is not Monkey D. Luffy.
Oh, who's not? I'd go with Sanji, the cook.
Sanji, yes,
Yeah.
that is a correct answer, so that's 2 for 2. Okay, now we're going to move into film a little bit. Again, one of my favorite directors. I'd like you to name in order the last 3 feature films to be directed by master filmmaker Hayao Miyazaki.
I know The Wind Rises was in there. Someone else directed Arrietty, I think. So, we've got The Wind Rises and... I can't remember, I'm sorry.
All right, well, The Wind Rises was his latest film.
Okay.
He recently came back out of retirement for the 4th or 5th time to release some kind of movie about a caterpillar, which is not out yet.
Yeah.
But The Wind Rises, Ponyo, or Ponyo on the Cliff by the Sea, and Howl's Moving Castle. All right, let's try with a classic one here. The manga and anime Dragon Ball features an anthropomorphic, shape-shifting pig whose name may bring tea to mind. What is that name?
That would be Oolong.
Oolong the pig,
And
that's
that's
right.
dating to Dragon Ball's origins as a weird take on the Journey to the West classic tale.
Yeah, pretty weird take.
A very, very weird take. Yeah.
A weird take on an already pretty weird property.
Yeah, seriously.
And again, folks, Jeff is here with us. Maybe we could get a little recap from you.
So far, out of 4 questions, you've gotten 3 right. So well done.
Full Metal Alchemist contains many State Alchemist characters with interesting monikers. Iron Blood Alchemist, Strong Arm Alchemist, and the title Full Metal Alchemist are just a few notable examples of this. What is the title of Roy Mustang?
No, he had fire power, right?
Correct,
So,
yeah.
was he the Flame Alchemist?
The Flame Alchemist,
Okay,
that
cool.
is correct, yes. All right, here's a little current events for you. July 7th, 2017, saw the release of what new anime-styled series on Netflix based on a Konami property?
Oh, the Castlevania.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Castlevania. I haven't watched it yet. I've heard it's very good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Kind of 4 quick episodes just to establish the characters. It seems like once they come back for the 2nd season, it's really going to kick
Yeah,
off.
I've heard it really leaves you wanting more.
Yeah, it kind of just sets everything up, and I think the chips are going to fall in the next season, hopefully. All right, well, speaking of Castlevania, the program features a character named Alucard. What other anime has a character of the same name who sports a red-brimmed hat, round glasses, and white gloves?
Would that be Helsing?
Helsing, that's
Okay.
correct, yeah. So you're skating along here, doing pretty good.
Yeah.
So the video game Final Fantasy VII received a long-awaited sequel with the release of what feature film in 2005?
Would that be Final Fantasy The Spirits Within?
No, that's
No?
not the one,
Oh, no, yeah, that
actually.
was older. God, what was it? I know that as soon as you tell me the answer, I'm going to slap my head and say
Yeah,
I
it's
knew
kind of
that,
a
but-
weird name for this one. So this one was Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. The Spirits Within was not affiliated with a video game
Right, okay.
directly, so that was just kind of a standalone. The Death Note series sees Light Yagami gaining the possession of a powerful notebook dropped into the human world by a Japanese god of death. In the original Japanese, what are these entities known as?
The Shinigami.
Oh, I thought that one was going to be hard for you, but you skated right along there.
Not to be confused with the Shikigami, which you'll see a lot in anime, which are the spirits summoned using paper.
Ah, gotcha. All right. Another fond film in my memory, Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust,
Jeez, okay.
which is the sequel, sees the hero, D, face off against a powerful vampire of what name after he allegedly abducts a young woman named Charlotte?
Oh,
Charlotte.
man. I haven't
That's
seen
how he
that
talks.
one.
He's got
since
a
it
really
came out.
interesting
I
accent.
do not
Charlotte.
remember at all.
All right, well, that guy's name was Meyer Link. All right, moving on to another great anime film. What 2001 film is loosely based on a 1941 comic by Osamu Tezuka, which in turn is based on a silent German film of the same name?
Oh, okay, so we got Tezuka. Said 2001?
2001 was the film.
Metropolis.
Metropolis, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that's right. And if you couldn't get it from Tezuka, you might have been able to get it from the silent German film.
Right.
Well, another Hayao Miyazaki question. I kind of like that guy, if you couldn't tell.
He's great. He's one of the greats of cinema.
Ken likes him a little bit, but he is very deeply disappointed by the fact that he's coming out of retirement. Ken and I both own what is not technically the complete Hayao Miyazaki collection anymore, because now he will have another film. So we both don't know what we're going to do with our quite expensive Blu-ray collections, but very much worth owning still.
That's how they get you.
All right, so the Hayao Miyazaki question. In the film Princess Mononoke, the creatures of the forest make a disastrous attack on Lady Eboshi and her allies. The force is primarily composed of what species of animal, not counting San and her wolves?
Oh, geez. Was it the boars?
The boars, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Kiba, whose name translates to Fang in English, is the primary protagonist of what 2003 anime? Other primary characters have names that translates to Claw, Howling, and Whiskers.
Oh, is this Ginga Densetsu Weed? The one about the dog?
No, that's not the one. We were looking for Wolf's Rain.
Oh, no, okay. I haven't
That was
seen that
kind of
one,
a sleeper, man. It's a good one, though. I watched that one time through. I got all the DVDs from the public library, I believe, and just kind of got through some great anime.
Mm.
All right, moving on. And this is kind of related to the last question, somewhat. What prolific composer affiliated with the band Seatbelts has supplied music to anime such as Cowboy Bebop, Wolf's Rain, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, and Kids on the Slope?
Oh, geez. This is going to be another one where as soon as I hear the answer, I will slap my forehead, but I can't think of who it is.
This is a lady named Yoko Kanno.
Yeah, Yoko Kanno's really good. The music in Cowboy Bebop, for any of you who are maybe a little hesitant about getting into anime, I really recommend Cowboy Bebop. It's like a modern space futuristic jazz western, and the music by Yoko Kanno is probably some of the best, not just in anime but in general. She's just a phenomenal composer.
All right, so here's a little geography question, but not really.
Okay.
If you were to travel to Fuji-Q Highland Amusement Park in Fujiyoshida, Yamanashi Prefecture, you can see a full-sized version of the Unit 01, a mechanized suit from what anime?
From Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I did go to Japan, but I wasn't in that area, so I could not see it, unfortunately.
Did you see any other giant robot replicas?
Yeah, I did. I did see a few. All right, moving on. In what anime can you find the characters Mumen Rider, Genos, and Deep Sea King?
One Punch Man.
One Punch Man.
I enjoyed watching One Punch Man with my wife, who I've sucked into this horrible world of being an anime fan. And she, for Christmas the other year, bought me a plate that's just One Punch Man's face. It's this oval plate with just his goofy face going, making his expression.
The dead eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to anybody not familiar, this one's on Netflix if you guys want to check it out. So this is a kind of a meta anime. It makes fun of other anime, but it's also enjoyable in its own right. And the idea behind this one is the main character is super overpowered and basically defeats all his enemies in one punch, and he's bored. Which is, you think it would get old and stop being funny, but it's funny.
Well, the writing and also the production values are amazing.
Yeah, right.
And it's funny, too. I grew up as a huge superhero fan. I pretty much learned how to read on superhero comics. I was buying them up until a few years ago, and I just really burned out. But now, two of my favorite manga are takes on American-style superhero comics with One Punch Man and My Hero Academia, which is awesome.
Yeah. So check those out, listeners. All right, moving on. The Animatrix, a companion piece to The Matrix, featured several names in the world of anime as contributors in several short films. How many of these segments comprise The Animatrix?
Oh, geez. I'm going to say 7.
7 is close, but it's actually 9.
It's not that close, but thank you. Made me feel better.
All right, we'll just move right on from the shame there. All right, in the show Attack on Titan, and I suppose the manga too, the human kingdom is protected by 3 walls. The outermost wall is Maria, which is followed by Wall Rose. The innermost wall might lean on you a lot, according to the punk band The Bouncing Souls. What is its name?
Oh, man.
I've got another hint.
I'll need another hint because I was trying to remember the walls when you started the question. Like, okay, Maria, Rose. What's the other hint?
So I gave you a punk rock hint there.
Right.
So the wall might lean on you a lot, according to the Bouncing Souls. But according to the Ramones, the wall might be a punk rocker.
Walshina?
Sheena, yeah, that's right. Lean on Sheena.
See, I actually, being old, I like the Bouncing Souls, but I knew like their like their early stuff. I had the Argyle 7-inch.
Gotcha.
And kind of lost track of them after that. So,
great band, nice guys.
Oh yeah, that's good.
All right, moving on. Samurai Champloo featured music from several contributing producers and hip hop artists. One of these producers, whose real name is Jun Seba, was tragically killed in a traffic accident in 2010. What was his stage name?
Oh, man. So, Nujabes?
Nujabes, that's right, yeah.
I actually didn't realize he died, and that sucks.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. All right, 1988's classic Akira takes place in post-destruction version of Tokyo, reborn as Neo Tokyo. I would like to know what year the action of Akira takes place in.
Okay, well, this is where I can't remember if Tokyo was destroyed in 2020 or if the movie takes place in 2020. I know that everybody's freaking out because Tokyo's Olympics are coming up in the real 2020, and that was sort of, the inciting incident of that in Akira. So I'm just going to say 2020 because I can't remember whatever other year.
You know what? We're going to give you credit for it. It is 2019.
Okay.
So the upcoming Olympics would be the 2020. They had the stadium in the film.
Yeah.
So it was in anticipation of the 2020 Olympics, but the year was technically 2019.
Okay.
So we'll give you credit for it. And again, as you said, that was kind of my fun factoid for this one. The 2020 Olympics are in Tokyo. All right, and the final question, and it looks like you're doing pretty good here, so I think you're safe from Tom Cruise's assassination attempt.
That's a
but
relief.
We'll get this last question in and see how you do. What 1997 psychological anime film features Japanese pop idol Mima Kirigoi, leaving J-pop group Cham to become an actress in a crime drama series called Double Bind?
Is that Millennium Actress?
It's not Millennium Actress. I think that might be by the same director, but this one's actually
Blue?
Perfect Blue.
Yeah, okay. I always get the two confused.
Yeah, which I forced my friends to watch Perfect Blue. They were not so happy with me afterwards. It's not for everybody, but...
Well, I actually I host an anime screening series at Logan Arcade in Chicago, and Perfect Blue has been the most requested thing. It's but by the way, that's the third Monday every month. Logan Arcade, Chicago, Illinois. Anime from 7 until midnight. So...
And that wraps up our questions. Can we get the final score, Jeff?
So with a final score, we did 21 on this one. You got 14 right out of 21, so about 66%. That's pretty good. Normally, pass-fail is how we score these, so I think you passed. Yes. Tom Cruise is going to probably not assassinate you, although, spoiler for anybody who loves the movie Collateral or hasn't seen it, despite the fact that he gets the question right, he does get assassinated, but I think we'll go easy on you today.
That's some really harsh judging right there.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us on this, Jesse. Do you want to tell us about anything else that you might be doing around the city?
Sure. Geeks Who Drink is having a Nintendo theme quiz coming up on Thursday, August 24th. It's called It's Dangerous to Go Alone, a Nintendo quiz. I'm hosting the Chicago version of it. It's going to be on Thursday, the 24th of August at Home Run Inn on Sheffield. If you're in some other city, you should look at our website, geekswhodrink.com, to find the location if we're going to be doing the Nintendo quiz. You have to register online in advance for the themed quizzes we do. But that trouble is worth it because if you walk out the winner, you're walking out with a bunch of money in your pocket. So
yeah, and that sounds like a lot of fun too.
I also will be dressed as Sexy Wario for this. So if that's what it takes to get you to a quiz.
All right, and once again, thank you for coming out and joining us for this Lay It On Me, and thanks for hosting the trivia that we like to go to here at High Dive. Are there any other locations that you host the regular trivia at?
I don't host the pub quiz anywhere else regularly, but I do fill in sometimes at other locations in Chicago. So.
All right, great. So again, check the website, geekswhodrink.com, and just make sure you can find a bar near you, which I'm sure you guys can. Make sure you come out to these really fun quiz nights. And for Jesse, myself, and Jeff, this was Triviality.